You know her. Welcome back to the Pantless podcast. Here's your host, Austin and Travis. Take it away, guys. What's going on?
We are back.
We are.
What day is it? I don't even know.
That one?
Okay. The one that ends in Y? Yeah, I bet you never heard that joke.
Got him.
But yeah, so I've eaten lots of pizza.
Really?
Lots of pizza.
That's not healthy, sir.
Lots of pizza. Several times this week.
I don't think.
What have you eaten?
I've actually had some pizza this week.
Yeah.
I have.
Good pizza.
I haven't ate pizza all. No, I had pizza twice this week. Pizza Lunchables.
Oh. Piece of my heart.
Pretty good. The wife made some really good vegetable curry, like Japanese curry.
Oh. Yeah.
It was supposed to have stew meat in it, but I guess the eat by date was not exactly accurate. We opened it up and it was not right, so it turned into a veggie. The recipe didn't have meat, but we were adding meat to it, and it just worked out. That was well, no, we're gonna have this without. What else did we have this week? Nothing really else of note. I was thinking just yesterday, which we'll kind of shift here. I had like a really good breaking news.
Breaking news? Tell me.
I don't remember what it is now. It was football related. It was sports related. But I can't remember what it is. We do have quite a bit of sports news to talk about.
Yeah, you know what? Today and yesterday what's been going on?
They've been drifting.
Tokyo drifting. All of the NFL.
Clank.
Clickety clank.
Clank, yeah.
Cowboys are winning the Super Bowl. It's pretty much set in stone now.
How many years have you said that, and how many years have they done it?
Oh, gosh.
When was the last time they won a Super Bowl? 94?
96.
That's fair.
That was basically like yesterday in terms of history.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
Washington won one in 91.
Yeah.
We're about to be owned by Magic Johnson.
So. That was half a decade before. Like, longer. A whole half a decade.
5 years.
Half a decade, yeah.
But you probably chose to ignore what I said. We're about to be owned by Magic Johnson, so we're coming
There's nothing wrong with that.
No, there's everything right about that.
Yeah. He's a winner, sir. He wins in the things that he plays, he wins in the things that he owns.
Heck yeah, did you see Lamar Jackson got him a contract?
I didn't see that.
Yeah, got him a big one.
From
someone.
Where is he staying in Baltimore?
Yeah, Baltimore. Yeah.
Okay.
He'll remain a quarterback of the second best team in Maryland.
He made it to the playoffs, sir.
Hey, we made it to the playoffs 2 years ago.
Oh my gosh, that was twice as many years ago as Lamar's last playoff.
Technically, he didn't make it to the playoffs because he didn't play
that
game.
I guess that's fair. That's a good point.
He got over there and then fumbled at the goal line and didn't play that game.
That's true.
So
that's true.
He made as many he started as many playoff games as Carson Wentz did last year. God, I'm so glad we're gone. We're away from that guy. Yeah, the draft isn't going as well as what I wanted for my Commanders.
Yeah.
I think I was way wrong with who Dallas drafted first round. Why is this? I don't want third round. We're not getting there yet. So Dallas picked up a defensive tackle, Mazzie Smith from Michigan, in the first round.
Okay. I don't know that name.
Like, the NFC East is picking up, like, defenders. The Eagles picked up a linebacker from Georgia. And they also had a high pick. They picked up Jalen Carter, defensive tackle from Georgia. They picked up 2 defenders from Georgia, which is not great. The Packers kept their streak alive by not also picking any kind of offensive weapons in the first round. They picked up a defensive tackle. Even after
they don't need any offense. They've got tons of offensive weapons, sir.
No, they
do
traded
not.
Only one.
They don't need.
Did you see that they officially traded Aaron Rodgers?
No.
Yeah, that trade went down Wednesday.
Where's he going?
He's a Jet.
What? What? I will.
Our breaking news right there.
That's our breaking news. Wow, that's insane. I will.
The Jets and the Packers traded first round picks. Green Bay also got a second round this year, a third round next year. No, maybe a second and a third. I don't remember. They got like 2 or 3. They got some. I don't remember exactly what was given, but I know they'll also get a third round next year that could turn into a first round pick if Aaron Rodgers plays about like 65% of the snaps. So
if he plays 65% of the snaps, then the Jets are required to instead of a third, give them the first round.
Yes.
Green Bay. Interesting.
It's like a conditional pick kind of thing.
Huh.
Let's see if I can find the actual. Should be. With everything draft going on, I might not be able to find. Trying to look through ESPN. Trying to look through ESPN without getting like ESPN Plus stuff is kind of frustrating. Yeah, it's all draft stuff.
That's fine.
But yeah, Aaron Rodgers will be in New York next season in a very stacked AFC East. East? Is that the AFC East?
Probably.
Yeah, AFC East. With Josh Allen, Tua, Mac Jones, Aaron Rodgers are the 4 quarterbacks in that division now.
Mac Jones is lame.
Better than your quarterback. Better than my quarterback.
You can't do that when I was gonna say you're a liar. That's a trick. I'm pretty. You're pretty.
Yeah, I just need you to admit to me that your quarterback isn't as good as everybody. Well, nobody thinks he's that good, so I can't say that.
Sir, he has a certain set of skills, and he's extremely brave. He takes a lot of high risk, high reward passes, I mean, you know, you gotta appreciate it.
At least he's not the noon quarterback. He's not all Kirk Cousins, the noon quarterback.
Kirk Cousins, man,
That's his
he's a
nickname.
stud.
I think that's what they call him, the noon quarterback.
Why? Because he's so awesome
The
whenever
1
he's
o'clock
playing
slinger.
anytime afternoon.
If he's playing a 1 o'clock game, he freaking just balls out. But as soon as he gets into a primetime game, he folds like a cheap lawn chair.
Okay.
Hey, can we talk?
All right. Let's talk about something. I feel like we're being very like there's lots of gaps. Like I'm not completely following everything you're saying, but like you're taking a lot of time to like research certain things, and it feels boring.
Oh, are we boring people now?
Yeah, it feels tough.
So that means I won't talk baseball. Okay.
I was I was watching a video and they got me. I was watching a voice. I think she's a voice coach, and she was reacting to voices and songs that she's never heard before. And so I got to watch her react. She watched Corn Freak on the Leash. Watch the video.
What's the name of the channel?
Oh goodness, I don't remember. I don't remember. I think her name started with an M. She had red hair.
It wasn't
She was
Charismatic
very.
Voice, was it?
Yeah, it was. It was. Yeah.
Well, I watched. She did BYOB by System of a Down. I subscribed.
Yeah.
I've been watching her for years. Actually, I watch everything.
Too many ads. Too many ads. After about the fifth or sixth ad break in 10 minutes.
On YouTube.
I bowed to myself. I was like, if I see another ad, there was 6 minutes left in the video, and I said, if I see another ad, I'm just done. Like I didn't even get to the good part. The I was like, that's what I was waiting for is for her to hear that, and it was just the ads were killing me.
She pauses and rewinds a lot. She bounces.
She does that too. Yeah.
That's a little bit annoying, but I like hearing her break down the song. I don't get that many ads in a YouTube video. Unless I'm watching like
That's
something
weird.
like super long.
I got a bunch.
You must have just.
Bunch.
It sounds like an older video, and it may have just been riddled with ads.
Maybe. But yeah, it was tough. It was just all those ad breaks. I was just like wanting to like rage quit watching something. But it was fun. But it paid off because once she got to that part, like her reaction was that was what I was hoping. Like her reaction was what I was hoping. Like the holy cow, what am I experiencing?
You need to watch her video, her April Fool's video of her doing Megadeth's. I can't remember the name of the song, but she reacts to a Megadeth song, and it's her April Fool's video from a month ago. It's hilarious.
There was one. What was she had brought up one. I cannot even remember who it was now. She said that Korn was inspired by this band.
I don't think I was.
I'm sure you would know the name of the band, and I was wanting to look it up and listen to them.
Like,
and now I can't even think of them.
This band inspired Korn, or Korn inspired?
Yeah, no, this band inspired Korn. It was something. It was like it wasn't No Doubt, but it was something like No Doubt.
No Doubt was after Korn, or right around the same time.
Yeah, well, yeah, it wasn't No Doubt, but the name of the band was like it sounded like it was along those lines, like the name of the band. It's gonna kill me.
Huh?
It's gonna kill me. I can't think of it. You need to look up Korn inspirations or something. But oh goodness,
they were part of that stupid new metal. Couldn't even spell it right.
Jeez, rude. New metal was where it was at, man.
Trying
But
to look here. Find something to talk about. Talk amongst yourselves.
talk about myself. Okay. Well, you had your breaking news. Um, let's see if I can give you some of my breaking news.
Okay.
Did you know that this is so intense? Um, that that Emily Henry calls her books mini vacations, and people can't stop going on them. Yeah,
That's
you know that best-selling romance empire that she's built. Yeah,
sounds
it's a
great.
yeah, it's a it's a thing, and you heard that first here on the Pantless podcast. Guarantee it. Guarantee it. Uh, what else? What else do we have? Oh, Ice and Teleon is out. Have gotten wrecked twice.
I
Don't know
saw.
what I'm going to do to beat him. I've
I
been running a Annihilate, and
I
I haven't had much luck.
watched. Who did he use? Oh, oh, Toilet King is what he used.
Toilet King.
Um,
I
King's
don't know.
Gambit.
Oh, okay,
He's got the nickname Toilet King lately.
okay,
So it looks like he's sitting on a toilet.
yeah,
There are ants on
yeah.
my desk and they keep crawling over my can of pop.
Ants on my desk that keep crawling on my top.
Wasn't Faith
I
No
like it.
More, was it?
Yes, Faith No More. That was it. Yes,
No Faith No More.
Faith No More. You've heard of them?
Have I heard of them? Shh. Said I love Faith No More.
Like, what's their best song that I could add to our Spotify playlist and listen to?
What's that song by them? You had to call me out for that one because
I mean, was it Easy or Epic or Midlife Crisis?
Epic. Epic's
Epic.
their best song.
Epic's their best.
Like
Okay.
that's their most recognizable song.
Okay.
Um,
Oh yeah, I know this.
you should.
Oh yeah. Okay.
There's
Okay.
another. If I'm not mistaken, there's a song that popped up on my suggested that by them that I can't remember what. I can't remember if it's Falling to Pieces or which one it was. There's another song by them that I really like, but it's not one of their more popular. It's not like a song that plays like on the radio.
Right. Well, I doubt anything like actually plays on the radio other than like an
Epic.
oldie station.
I bet you the Edge still plays.
It plays as the last epic of the epic of
I guarantee.
oh damn damn.
I guarantee you, Epic from Faith No More still plays on the Edge from time to time.
Okay.
I could be totally wrong. I don't listen to radio ever. I can't.
Like I guarantee you that I'm probably wrong. You're like talking like Trump.
It's been years since I've actually turned on a radio station on purpose and listened to it.
They're a good band, but they're an old band. They probably don't play anymore, but a lot of people listen to them, so I bet you could still hear them playing a lot. What?
Is it sad that the music from the mid to late 90s that I listened to is now played on the oldies station?
I mean, you got to think that was,
on
almost 30
10
years ago.
on 1033. The station that used to play my dad's music growing up when I was growing up.
Right? Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Like,
Yep.
hit 2010, and they're like, I guess we can put grunge on here now. No,
But my
no.
heart. Oh,
They're like, oh, I guess
what?
new metal. I guess new metal's now old metal.
Oh gosh. Yeah. But how are you gonna spell it? Because new metal's in you. How are you gonna spell old metal?
OL, old
Oh,
metal,
it's old metal.
old metal.
Old metal. You know that old metal from Corn?
You know, old metal from the early 2000s.
Oh
I
gosh.
think new metal actually started in the early 90s.
Did it?
I think it kind of I think it kind of got I think it
What?
kind
Who do you think started new metal?
I want to say it probably had to have been like Corn. Had to have
Okay.
been one
Okay.
of the early
Okay. Because yeah,
adopters of it.
but I wouldn't call Corn early '90s. But
Their
I would
first
agree that
album
Corn
their
is
first album
definitely going
dropped
to be
it.
in
I
there.
think their first album dropped in 93.
Hmm. What? I don't know if I believe that.
That's what I was just reading. They were formed in 93.
But I bet if we heard 1993 Corn, it would sound nothing like 1999 Corn.
They their first album came out in 94. And it had established the new wave of metal, and they started calling it new metal. And that also influenced other bands such as Slipknot, Cold Chamber, and Limp Bizkit. Ooh, taking me
I've never heard of
back.
Cold Chamber. What's Cold
I've heard
Chamber?
of them. I don't know much of their stuff, but I've heard the band. The name sounds familiar. They released Shoots and Ladders and Blind in '94.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Wow, I did not realize that.
I think that was off their first album.
Wow.
94,
Weird.
95 is when Blind and Shoots and Ladders came out. Um, yeah. I don't think they really had much of a like. I don't think they really changed their uh, sound really that much. Hell, their guitar players does Christian music now.
Yeah, yeah. I've got one of his albums.
I think you gave it to me actually.
Oh, did I?
I think you sent me audio files of it.
Uh, oh, yeah, yeah,
Brian
yeah.
Welch,
Yeah.
which it says he's still. It says right now here that he's still part of Korn.
Yeah, he rejoined them. He did leave for a little bit, but he came back.
Okay, so yeah, guess they're still getting it going.
Yeah. Giggity giggity goo goo.
I just gotta tell you, some of these old bands that are still rocking today don't like it.
Just think, hey, just be done.
Just because
Call it, right?
I just I think I heard some new Offspring the other day, and I was like, I don't know what to think about this.
Did
They're
you
like,
share a while back New Offspring with me?
I think I did, or I think I just shared that they were back on tour. I don't think they've released much new stuff, but they're back on they're back together and touring again. And even when they play their old stuff, I'm like, I just don't know. Does their form of smash metal really, or smash rock, or whatever you want to call it?
Yeah, it's
They were like thrash rock.
yeah, because they're I don't know. Maybe I'm just thinking of like the kids.
The kids aren't all
Not
right.
all right. Yeah, so hard to say, but it's funny whenever back then you're young and you're like speaking out against the man who's really all these old guys that are like 30 and older, but then now they're like 40 and 50 and singing the same stuff. You're just like, it just doesn't hit the same.
That was off their X-Nay on the Ombre album, I believe, or is that Americana that one hit?
I don't know.
It was off their second or third album because Smash was my favorite album of theirs. That was their first album. So I listen to it from time to time. Hey, let's do some
Retro movie review.
Oh snap! We're doing this. This is a thing.
It's a thing. We watched Stardust.
We did. My first time.
You hadn't seen
My
it?
first.
Because I thought you said that you
Never.
had seen it. Or that
No.
you watched it with your wife or something. We're talking about a different movie.
No. No. We watched Tu Wong Fu.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
But I'm surprised that I really hadn't heard much about this because it had some
Star Power?
star power in there.
All pun
And
intended.
I still don't know that kid. He reminded me of Quentin Tarantino, but I'm like, that's not Quentin Tarantino. But
That's reminds me. I do
I
need to
feel like I've seen him. I feel like I've seen him before. But I could just be completely wrong.
The mother's the one that I couldn't figure out where. Yeah, she's been on stuff. Mark Strong is awesome in this movie. Which I like him
Which
in
was
everything he does.
he Sept
He was Septimus.
Septimus, yeah.
He plays a really good villain.
Yeah.
In everything he does. Oh, that's who he is. I always forget that's who he was. Daredevil.
Oh yeah. Okay. Now I feel better.
Why do I not see this every time? How do I not know this? I've watched.
It's the hair, and he's not wearing glasses,
and he can see.
But it is 100%. Like if he would have ever put on sunglasses, you'd be like, oh, there it is, Matt Murdock right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
okay.
Did you recognize?
Now I feel better.
Did you recognize Henry Cavill? He was in this. I even told my wife who he was, and she still didn't believe me.
Hold on. No, I can't.
He played Humphrey, the blonde guy.
No.
It's him.
No. You're yanking my chain, sir.
He's in the credits, and if you watch it, it's him.
That's weird. That was really funny at the end when they turned out that maybe he's gay.
The what?
I said at the end when it turned out that.
Yeah.
No, that was pretty funny.
I was trying to figure out the lady that plays the mother. Her name sounds familiar. She's not in anything I've ever seen before, other than this. So.
Maybe you just watched it so much you feel like.
That may be. It says Amy Adams is in this. She must have been in such a low role. It just had so many stars in it that
Yep. The movie shined.
Michelle Pfeiffer, Robert De Niro, probably one of my favorite roles of his. The whole Sky Pirates in general just made me laugh.
Right.
There's not much about this movie that that I don't like. I like just about everything they do about this.
Yeah, it was really good. I was very impressed.
What about Ricky Gervais?
That was a random cameo. I don't know if he wasn't very popular back then, but
Who
that
knows?
was that was that was him. Stereotypical Ricky.
Yeah, it was just one of those. It's this whole movie just had weird cameos. Just big name actors or actresses playing smaller roles.
Yeah, I
So
respect that. That's what I would do. If I ever got super famous, that's what I would do. I'd be like, just let me be a background person. Let me be somebody walking in the crowd.
the original story was actually wrote by one of my favorite authors, Neil Gaiman. I've actually read the book. The book's pretty good too.
But not as good as the movie? You sound like maybe it's not as good as the movie.
Okay. So this is one of the rare ones. I watched the movie before I knew who he was. I discovered this movie, and through this movie, I discovered him as an author.
Okay.
Actually, scratch that. I knew about this movie, and then someone up at work was like, "Oh, you like that movie? The author's my favorite author. You should read more of his stuff." And I was like, "Oh, I should." And he became one of my favorite authors of all time. I love everything I've read from his, except for Coraline. Not a fan of Coraline.
Too scary for you?
I don't. I'm not. It's just not my thing.
That's fine.
I don't know why. I've tried to read the book, and the book is dark. Well, have you watched the animated
Oh,
movie Coraline?
I've never seen it. I think we've talked about it. I've heard it a bunch, but I've never seen it.
It's dark. The book is it's. I read a deal about it a while back about how his editor was like, "Don't ever release this movie," because I guess the editor let her like niece read the book, and it like gave her like horrible nightmares, and she's like, "I suggest you just trash this. Don't even release it." And he
Oh
like
my
pushed to have it
goodness.
released anyway. But all right, let's get into Metacritic.
Yeah.
So, 33 critics out of 100.
33 critics out of 100. You know, they don't really like these types of fantasy movies typically, unless, they're 5 hours long. I'm going to say they, 62.
Close. 66.
Okay.
All right. Sorry, I'm trying to log this as well. 398 users
So
out
I
of
think the
10.
users liked it. I think the users liked it. I think they gave it an 8.4.
You're cheating. That's exactly what they gave it. 8.4.
Ah, I know the people. I know the people.
I think you peaked.
I was looking over your shoulder. Don't look behind you.
Oh, I will. So,
Okay.
this was an 07 movie, so this is a little bit newer movie for us.
Yeah.
So, users. No, sorry. Got ahead of myself. Critics.
Yeah.
25
Yeah, we want to know about
25 positive, 7 mixed, 1 negative. Users 349 positive, 29 mixed, 20 negative. Top review from critics gave it a 90. That's Salon.
Okay.
Imaginative
That
and
was the top.
90 was the top, yes. Imaginative and intricate, but it's also joyfully casual, maybe to the point of being a little messy in places, but even its flaws work in its favor. The Christian Science Monitor gave it an
Oh.
83.
Oh.
Danes doesn't quite fit into the mind piece, into the mindscape. She's too bland for a human star. Okay. But Cox comes of age quite convincingly. De Niro is a hoot, as is Ricky Gervais as a slimy tradesman. Pfeiffer has a field day. Wow, somebody doesn't like Claire Danes. Let's see how it is. Let's get it and see if we can find. There were some. I don't know why it gave me that one. That was weird. Let's see here. We're gonna be like 2 for 2 the last 2 weeks. Oh,
What?
there.
Oh, I was gonna say, I was like,
There you are.
My boys can't leave me like this.
The Austin Chronicle gave it a 50.
Ooh.
Stardust
Awesome.
has lost a good amount of its magic in the transformation from page to screen. It's the cinematic equivalent of getting a punch in the mind's eye by a bunch of fairies wearing the coolest Doc Martens this side of Florin.
That doesn't make okay. Wow.
Hey.
Wow.
Hey.
I know it's my people, but oh my goodness, not a wow.
Why I like it so much is because Gaiman is actually Neil Gaiman's an actual screenwriter. That's kind of he writes movies, so a lot of his books are wrote with the idea of them being turned into movies. That's why a lot of his movies actually do well.
Oh, I see. Yeah, he has that kind of in the back of his head.
Yep.
Okay.
One of my favorite. Well, we can talk about it later. But one of my favorite books of his is a 1-for-1 from the TV. He had a TV series that failed, and he turned it into a book. So both of them are like a 1-to-1 going back and forth. So the Boston Globe gave the lowest score of a 38.
Sure.
Stardust certainly could have gone somewhere fun, but the magic and zip you need to get a blimp like this off the ground is scarce.
Oh, that is so terrible. That is rude.
There were some higher scores up here that didn't. Let's see here. Los Angeles Times gave it a 90, floating in on an airy breeze of dreams and true love. The lovely adventure romance Stardust offers that elusive quality summer movies are supposed to possess but rarely do. Total escape. I love this movie. I just gotta say, I won't believe any of the negative critics.
You don't need to. Don't believe him.
So let's roll over to Common Sense Media.
So this is gonna be interesting. Common Sense Media, they've updated their site.
Oh,
And we've got a new reviewer. I don't think we've ever had this one. S. Johanna Robledo. I don't think I recognize that name.
I don't recognize that at all.
And so I don't know if this is just the way they decided to do their site. Way different. So they give it a 4 out of 5 for 12 and older. They say dazzling fantasy rom-com has some dark moments. We don't get a kids score, and we get a parent say it's appropriate for ages 11 and older. But we don't see like what kind of stars they give.
Okay.
So it's really interesting. All right, let's move on. Positive messages.
3.
So they say none.
Fair.
And there is a novel that I get to read to you, explaining why they said not present.
Okay. That's.
And not okay. And then, yeah, not present. So here we go. I didn't bring my cup of water. Backstabbing, literally and figuratively, of Shakespearean proportions. A father pits his sons against each other. Brothers murder each other with knives, poison, etc., in a bid to take their father's throne. Witch sisters scream at each other as they try to find Yvain and kill her. A young woman demands a present from a suitor she doesn't like that much. A young man engages in a one-night stand that produces a son. There are also homophobic overtones in terms of how a pirate is portrayed. So, not present.
So we're saying it didn't happen.
So they happened, but not present. So with that in mind, violence and scariness.
I bet they gave it a 4.
5.
What?
5. And they have dots, and next to the dots it says a lot.
Okay.
So this is also wordy. Surprising amounts of fantasy swashbuckling violence, including sword fights, knifings, and sorcery that ends in murder.
Murder.
A man drinks poison and kills over. Another man is pushed off a ledge, and destruction. In one particularly brutal scene, a witch drowns a man with a voodoo doll and uses his body to try to stab another. That was a pretty intense scene. I'll give him that. That voodoo doll one was like, yeah.
Did she even mention the beheaded witch that ran around and poofed into dust?
Animals are also killed for witchcraft, and Yvain is being pursued so a sorceress can eat her heart. No, doesn't even mention the beheaded witch.
Wow.
But yeah, that's...
You gonna disrespect Ditchwater Sal like that? That's how it is.
How about... Alright, so you got these things in your mind, right? No positive messages, 5 out of 5 violence. What about sex, romance, and nudity?
I would give it like a 1 or a 2. They probably gave it like a 4.
They said none.
Oh.
Well, let me read to you why they said none.
Oh, I wish you would.
No nudity, but some kissing and a few cleavage shots. A young woman seduces a young man and gets pregnant. Nothing explicit is shown. Tristan and Yvain spend a night together, though the audience only sees them together under the covers. That is why it is not present.
That's why I would have gave it a 1.
Yeah. How about language?
Not present.
Yeah, she said none. She said quite benign. Mostly just insults like idiots and the occasional D word. So, products and purchases.
None.
Not present, and thankfully that one's not even clickable. I was gonna be worried. Drinking, drugs, and smoking.
I would give it a 2.
She gave it a 3.
Okay.
Pirates drink before, during, and after pillaging. Tristan and Victoria steal away for a picnic where they drink champagne.
When did they pillage? They were lightning pirates. They were like storm pirates.
They were pillaging the clouds. Stealing the lightning from the clouds.
Okay.
Hey, this is just Johanna Reblato's world, and we're just living in it.
Alright, what else we got?
So, that's it. Parents need to know that although this highly entertaining fantasy will appeal to kids with its mix of swashbuckling adventure and romance, it's darker than cinematic cousins like The Princess Bride. It's surprisingly violent, with several deaths and lots of fights featuring knives and swords. The scene in which an evil witch unleashes her fury is truly frightening. One with a voodoo doll may make even older tweens close their eyes, as is her transformation into an old hag. The subplots, including one about brothers vying for their father's crown and trying to kill each other, may be too disturbing for younger kids.
Ooh, good God.
Um,
This is where you
an
went
adult
wild.
said 14 and older, 5 stars. Great movie, not for kids. Another adult said 11 and older, 4 stars. Here's something. Is it any good? Their review says 4 out of 5. Parents say 5 out of 5, and kids say 5 out of 5.
Well, there you go.
Yeah. So there you have it. That is Stardust. What are we watching next week, sir?
I think I know exactly what we should watch next week because you informed me you've never seen any of these movies.
Okay.
And it's just a shame that you've never watched any of these movies. So I think we should do My Neighbor Totoro this week.
Oh yeah. Let's do it.
Like it's like my 4-year-old loves this movie. It's 1988 animated film.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah, 1988. You can watch
Okay.
it on okay. I have it on DVD like 3 times.
You have 3 copies.
Yeah.
Oh, dang.
I think I have one that stays out in the van because we have a DVD player in the van.
Yeah.
That it just stays out there for the kids to watch when we go on trips, and then I have 2 box sets, 2 Studio Ghibli box sets that it's in.
Okay.
Both of those. Me and the wife don't really like the I guess the newer box set we bought has a different translation. It has different voice actors. And she's not a fan of that one. We like the older one. Because I know Studio Ghibli and Disney partnered up back in the late 90s, early 2000s. And Disney did a lot of the English translations for a lot of the Ghibli movies. So one of my favorites is Howl's Moving Castle, and it's actually got Christian Bale as the main character. Billy Crystal is one of the side characters. It's got some other well-known actors and actresses that do voices for the English version of that movie. It was actually the first Studio Ghibli movie I ever saw. Was Howl's Moving Castle. It kind of what got me into it back in the early 2000s. And I have a box set of 30. I think it's like 30 Studio Ghibli movies in it on like 10 discs. Something like that. So I have a bunch of their movies. So let's watch My Neighbor Totoro.
My Neighbor Totoro. We're doing it.
Fantastic movie. A shirt that I wear to work every so often will make sense once you watch this movie.
Okay.
Got one of my favorite characters of all time.
Ooh.
In this movie.
Okay.
My second favorite character of all time is in Spirited Away. So one that we might do here in a couple weeks.
Yeah. How many movies are there?
Like that Miyazaki's made in Studio Ghibli?
Yeah.
Like more than we could watch in a while. So like I said, I have a box set of 30 movies of his. Then I have another box set that's got like 30, 35, and it's got... I know it probably has closer to 40 because it's a newer box set that's got some of the newer movies. I will say there's one of their movies we probably will not watch because I refuse to ever watch the movie ever again. I watched it once, and I cannot sit through it again. I can't. My heart can't take it again. It's probably one of the hardest movies, hardest hitting, and just depressing movies. It's called Grave of the Fireflies. And it is depressing. I actually talked to a guy at work who's actually
Never
also seen
heard
the
of it.
movie. And he agrees that it's a one and done.
Are you frozen or am I frozen?
You are frozen. I am still talking. You froze.
Are you frozen or am I frozen?
I think we're both frozen.
I think that means. I'm frozen.
I can still hear you. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? I take it you can't hear me.
Mm.
Huh?
There you are. You're back.
There we are.
And you're back.
I don't think I went anywhere. No, but I was talking to the guy at work who also watched Grave of the Fireflies, and he agrees that it's not one. It's not a movie to watch. It's uber depressing. I don't even want to. I might talk to you later off recording
Okay.
about about what the movie is about, or you can just watch it and be depressed with me.
What's it called?
Grave of the Fireflies.
Okay. Okay.
Well, I think, what did we say we were gonna do? Because I think we said we were gonna every other the movies that we reviewed.
Oh yeah. You're right.
But we could totally go on a Studio Ghibli run.
Yeah,
Here in the next.
I'd be down for that.
So what is this? This is 7. Yeah, we could do we could end the season with Ghibli, which means we'd probably have to do. See, we're gonna do Totoro this week. Do Spirited Away next week. Porco Rosso the week after. And then there's so many movies. There's Whispers of the Heart. But you gotta watch that one before you watch Cat Returns. To find out why the cat returns. I watched them in the wrong order.
Oh gosh.
There's Nausicaa in the Valley of the Wind. Castle in the Sky. Wind Rises. Kiki's Delivery Service. I'm not looking at a list. I'm pulling this all off memory. Ponyo is another good one. All great movies. My Neighbor the Yamadas is one that I'm not a fan of. Ooh, we could do Princess Mononoke and see if I could stay awake during it.
Is that boring?
No, I don't know. I think it could be a good movie. Every time we turn it on, 30 minutes into it, I pass out. It doesn't matter. I've tried watching that movie like 6-7 times, and every time I just I don't know what it is about, and that's the only movie I've ever had that issue with. I've watched some boring movies. I watched Red Eye in theaters. All right, if you remember that movie.
Yes. I actually watched that in theaters also.
Bad movie. I didn't fall asleep in that one. No, every time we turn on Princess Mononoke, I can't stay awake. 30 minutes in the movie, and I'm just snoring. One of these days. So, you think we're good there? You got anything else?
I think we're good, man. I don't think so. This had some low points. It had some high points.
Hey,
but it had points.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Like, comment, subscribe.
Yeah.